He has speed and power. You know, is a way to train those big guys. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but for the most part, I kind of see him like one of my favorite fighters, man, Julian Jackson. You know what I'm saying? The Hawk. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of see him like that. You know what I'm saying? Just a bigger version. Hopefully, we can display, that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? But he's young. Hopefully, we go out there and get it in, man. You know what I'm saying? He's anxious to get out there.
I can see it in his eyes, man. I can see it. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you, Najee. Thank you.
This guy's son does.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
David says, "Do you think Najee Lopez is a good prospect? He went the distance with the bum because of his poor little jaw. Glad I didn't bet on him to get a KO." To answer your question, not only do I think Najee Lopez is a good prospect, I think Najee Lopez is one of the best prospects in boxing from the USA. I think Najee Lopez isn't being talked about enough. I think Najee Lopez is going to be a world champion. And let me tell you something, David. I've known who Najee Lopez is probably even a little bit longer than some of the people at Pro Box. Like Najee Lopez, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they knew him before I did, but I met Najee Lopez in the spring of 2019 when he came down to do a sparring session in Stacey McKinley's gym. And back then, I knew he was different. Back then, I mean, he was a 75-pounder sparring heavyweights, beating the crap out of them. Professional heavyweights with 20 pro fights, beating the dog shit out of them. Flashing really good hand speed, outside boxing skills, mid-range boxing skills. And back then, I said, you know what, this kid's got something. And every time I've seen him spar, every time I've seen him fight, he continues to validate everything I think about him. So when I think about the next generation of 168 to 175, I think about Najee Lopez. These guys like Morrell and Benavidez and Pacheco and Darius Fulgham and all these guys, Latif Overton, make no mistakes. Let there be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're going to have to come see, Atlanta's very own Najee Lopez. You're talking about the fight against Kalani Wheeler, which to me, Kalani Wheeler was like a 7-3 fighter. But Kalani Wheeler had been put in there tough. He gave Ron Guerrero a tough fight. I think that fight actually answered more questions about Najee than, those are the kind of fights that a lot of these guys, like your Floyd Schofields and your Ashton Silves and the lower weight classes, I'm waiting for them to get a fight like that where they fight someone that can test them and they show me that when they're put through the fire, even the slightest bit, they can pass. Now, Najee had that fight. And now Najee's better because of that fight. So mark my words. I've said it a long time ago. I'll say it again. Najee Lopez will be a world champion. I said it long ago when I interviewed him and his dad. And that interview's still up. God rest his soul. Coach Tito Lopez. I had a chance to meet him. I had a chance to know him for a couple years before he passed away. I told him many years ago I thought Najee was be a world champion, and I stick by it. He's talking about Christian Rios. Okay, I'm thinking about Kalani Wheeler because the Kalani Wheeler fight, that was the fight that really answered a lot of questions for me. But he said he was kind of a broken jaw and didn't fight for 8 months. But yeah, no, Najee's going to be a real force. I wish Lopez would just say he's American. He's black and from Atlanta, but and the dude doesn't speak Spanish. I don't know about that one, Hyro. When I saw Najee Lopez at the Eastern qualifiers, and I remember I saw him on the phone, and I heard him speaking some Spanish. So he might have been practicing some Spanish. So you might be wrong about that. Don't pass judgment on the Puerto Rican brother. He was a Puerto Rican Olympian, Nah, look, I'm telling you right now, man. Out of all the American prospects, pick any weight class you want. Pick any weight class you want. There's few prospects in boxing that I would class as highly as Najee Lopez in the USA. There's no fighter, very few fighters that have his blend of size, speed, punching power, toughness, athleticism, boxing IQ, pedigree, meanness. I mean, he's very well-rounded. And so because of that, I think he's to be champion. And I think, Coach Mark, the fine folks at Pro Box, they're doing a good job moving him. He's now getting some good sparring with Edgar Berlanga. Iron sharpens iron. I'm telling y'all, mark my words. I'm not telling you guys anything that I haven't told him or haven't said these last, 5 years I've known him. So Prograis and Taylor ducked Matias in 2019. It's not Matias' fault. The so-called undisputed and top guys don't want to fight him. You know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to go look into that because, to be honest with you, you're probably right. But I don't remember really hearing much about Matias and Taylor. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to go look because I don't remember. I don't remember that. He's fighting early March against him. Okay. So Najee Lopez versus Marcus Escudero. Good fight. I know Escudero had that fight. What was it, 2020 or 2021 when he fought, the guy's name was George. Was it Joseph George or Donovan George or something like that? That was the one fight where he was outboxing him. Escudero was a tall, long Argentinian, and George just knocked him the hell out, beat the brakes off of him. I would love that fight. That's a good fight for him. That's a good fight, good little step-up fight. I know Escudero was trained a lot in South Florida, fought on some of the local shows out there in Delray Beach.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.